Hello, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening wherever you may be. We're coming to you here live at Rio Grande Credit Union Field. For the first time in over 3 years, Sac Republic returning to the lab to take on New Mexico United. We'll have pregame coming up in just a moment. The 2022 New Mexico United season is presented by Sandia Resort and Casino, close to home, far from ordinary. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. Chris, tonight is going to be a big one going down the stretch. New Mexico sitting just one place ahead of Sacramento in the standings.
Yeah, business end of the season. It's starting to get tight, and Sac Republic in the meat of an absolute brutal travel schedule right now as well. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it.
Let's go ahead and jump into things here with tonight's Players to Watch, brought to you by NM Solar Group. Starting off first here with the home side, Chris, we're going to be keeping an eye on defender Will Seymour. Made 20 appearances on this season, scored his first USL Championship goal on the weekend. It ended up being the match winner at Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable for Zach Prince here, where being asked to play a couple of different positions, whether at centre-back or in centre-mid. Obviously an aerial threat, really good in the air defensively as well.
On the other side, for Sac Republic, we're going to be keeping an eye on number 8, Roro Lopez, making his 85th league appearance here tonight for Sac Republic, the 2014 USL Pro Champion, and also the final MVP.
Yeah, third stint with Sac Republic, a little bit of a club legend there. 3 goals so far this year, 5 goals last year with RGV in 31 appearances, including some absolute beauties from free kicks.
We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with lineups and kickoff.
Shop local and beat back inflation at American Home Furniture and Mattress. Save the sales tax or take advantage of 24-month financing on the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses in New Mexico. Shop reclining furniture, bedroom, dining room, and more. Hot savings throughout the store. 3 ways to save: in-store, online, or by appointment.
You always get the best for less at American Home Furniture and Mattress.
Straight down into the core of the earth, 700 feet beneath the surface, stalagmites and stalactites, million-year-old all-stars in a natural stadium, carved by water, populated by bats, and marveled by all. Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
Game time.
Tonight's match is presented by ExxonMobil, advancing innovative solutions for a lower emission energy future. Chris, let's just go ahead and jump into it. We've got some lineups here presented by Michelob Ultra. Starting off first here with the home side for Zach Prince. It's going to be a back 3. Will Seymour, Kalen Ryden, Alexi Sawahi. We're going to see a midfield pairing of Justin Portillo and Sam Hamilton. And then up top, it's Preston and Nico Brett.
Yeah, late late addition to the injured list, unfortunately for Kiesewetter, but Preston just slides in there. Don't imagine we'll see any changes to the formation. Still 3-5-2.
And on the other side here for the visitors, this is how Mark Briggs is selecting his side. We're going to have Danny Vitiello between the sticks for Sac Republic. We're looking to see perhaps a back three tonight with Casey Donovan and Desmond, Roro, Keko, and Douglas Martinez Jr. up top. So, Chris, these two teams sitting 4th and 5th in the playoff picture right now in the West. Just looking at how things are going down the stretch, this one is going to be massive here tonight.
Yeah, and talk about fixture congestion and so much travel. New Mexico United obviously traveling all the way over the East Coast recently, and Sac Republic doing the same recently as well.
These are our keys to the match presented by Garcia Automotive Group. Keep an organized defensive line, create space in the final third to open attacks, and bring the winning spirit home. New Mexico, of course, unbeaten in their last 7 matches. This is your injury report brought to you by Ben Sherman Law. Injured at work, Ben Sherman can help. Just 2 names on that list. It's Sergio Rivas, and as you mentioned, Chris, a late addition of Jerome Kiesewetter. So, lots to get into tonight. I think the first thing that we'd like to mention, it's been 1,152 days since Sac Republic have played here at the Lab. You got to go all the way back to June 8th of 2019. It was a 3-0 win for the visitors. And we are underway here at the Lab. Some Wednesday night USL Championship action between a U.S. Open Cup finalist Sacramento Republic and New Mexico United. And immediately, Sac Republic starting off, it was Douglas Martinez Jr. And Martinez Jr., no stranger to scoring against this black and yellow side, Chris. Played for San Diego last year, scored for Loyal at Torero against New Mexico last October.
Yeah, and obviously New Mexico United will be hoping that lightning doesn't strike twice in terms of the last time Sac Republic were in the building. Teams are obviously very different. A lot has happened, a lot has changed since then, right? But looking forward to an exciting game, though.
This ball knocked forward, and it's eventually cleared out there by Donovan. Chipped forward again, looking for Douglas Martinez Jr. Going in hard there was Luis Felipe. Roro looks to switch the field and plays it out. You said how different those teams were back then, Chris. Well, for New Mexico, looks like really just 3 players on the pitch right now that would have been in that game. Chris Wehan, Sam Hamilton, and of course the captain, Josh Suggs, who's been mentioned. I mean, it's part of the business, right? A lot of turnover year after year.
Couple more still involved in the bench, obviously, and but yeah, it's a lot has changed both sides. I'm sure we'll get into it later on as well. Obviously, Sac Republic have an unbelievable that same year where New Mexico United, that was in the midst of New Mexico United's Open Cup run, and here we are playing again in the midst of Sac Republic making it all the way to the final.
Ball played forward, looking for Chris Wehan. That ball is cut out there by Desmond. Sawahi getting the start here today for Zach Prince. Making his 10th start on the season. He scored once. It's his 13th appearance overall. Martinez loses possession. It's Justin Portillo, who had a penalty saved late in that match on Sunday. Is already a yellow card has been shown. It's going to go to Keko. So an early yellow here in just the 3rd minute. Yellow cards brought to you by Wendy's. For every yellow card, New Mexico United fans receive a free breakfast sandwich at participating locations with a qualifying purchase. So an early booking there, Chris. It's going to be interesting to see the way that affects how physical Keko is the rest of the game.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, most referees try and keep the cards in the pocket as long as possible, right? But that one, it was late, it was high, so you can understand why he's trying to, you know, get on top of those things early on.
Harry Swartz goes to ground. Seymour trying to pick this one off of Rodrigo Lopez. Instead, it's Douglas Martinez. Martinez tried to play it back, and it was blocked by Harry Swartz. So New Mexico In their last 7 USL Championship games, Chris, unbeaten. They've won 3, drawn 4. As this ball gets through, Sawahi makes the challenge. The official waves it off. No, says Matthew Corrigan. And we play on.
There was an awful lot of people holding their breath there, me including. My first reaction watching it live from our vantage point was I actually thought he maybe clipped him.
Here goes Preston to Bortataka, fires this one in off of Vitiello, and he's able to gather it on the second attempt. Danny Vitiello with the massive save in that PK shootout against Sporting KC just a week ago tonight, actually. Vitiello actually appeared on the bench for New Mexico one time during the 2019 season. It's a 1-game loan as the black and yellow were short on keepers. I believe it was the Phoenix match that Ben Bury started, a 1-1 draw here at the lab. And Vitiello suited out and warmed up with the team, and go look on the internet. There's pictures of him there. It's a New Mexico United legend, right?
Internet never lies. It must be true if it's on the internet.
This is Harry Swartz, the New England native. Seymour has stepped up into the midfield for Zach Prince, so maybe not a back 3 after all here, Chris. Weehan goes to Sawahi. Back to Kalen Ryden. This 529 game update is brought to you by the Education Plan, New Mexico's state-sponsored 529 plan. Give your kids a better and brighter future. Learn more at theeducationplan.com. Preston plays this one in the box, and it's cleared out. Falls right in front of Seymour and gets away from him. Weehan lays this off for Sam Hamilton. Hamilton, the Denver, Colorado native. Here's Portillo. Swartz now plays the cross in, and it's headed away by Desmond. Weehan able to track that one down and block it, but he may have paid the price. He immediately went down to ground. Weehan limping it off, going to attempt to run it off. I know New Mexico United fans holding their breath after that one.
Yeah, and I mean, those ones, it was contact. It was on the follow-through from the clearance there where he just got caught, it looked like on his ankle. So you prefer when it's contact versus if he just, in the open field, it just twisted or something like that. So I'm sure he'll be able to run that off.
So New Mexico, 5 changes in this 11 here today. From Sunday, that is their most from one match to another this season. So Zach Prince going with the squad rotation here through this congested schedule, Chris.
Yeah, and it's not just the amount of games, it's the amount of travel as well. Detroit, New York, then back into town as well, and Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. It's just, it really is a quick turnaround. So I imagine the sessions have been pretty light, recovery based, just trying to keep things ticking over. But I'm sure Zach Prince and the coaching staff are looking forward to maybe a little break in the schedule, which isn't going to come anytime soon, to really start working on some stuff to go down the stretch here.
So they've played 7 matches over the last 31 days, United have. And just looking ahead, as you mentioned, we're going to be back here on Saturday. Then they get a week off where they're going to travel out and play Los Dos. And then we're right back here again, Chris, the week of Wednesday the 17th, and then Saturday again the 20th. This is going to be a very important time for New Mexico if they're going to be looking to wrap up a top 4 place and host a home playoff game for the first time in club history. Gurr heads this one on. It's cut off there by Josh Suggs. So our coach's spotlight brought to you by PNM. Zach Prince, here in his first season at the helm of New Mexico. 162 appearances as a player. averaging 1.8 points per game. That is the highest in club history. Captain Suggs throws this one in. It's going to go out for a Republic throw. Jack Gurr throwing it in. Out of Newcastle upon Tyne. It's your neck of the woods, right?
Yeah, don't let it talk about it.
Previously played with Aberdeen and Atlanta United. And his 17th appearance on this season is Gurr. And here's Sacramento on the run. Keko breaking ahead. Through ball played forward. Sawahi. And Sawahi does well defensively, concedes the corner in the end. That's going to take us to our first Bank of America corner kick of the evening. With over 4,600 locations, convenient banking is just around the corner. That is Roro Lopez. He was Republic's first ever signing in 2013. As he whips this one towards the back post, it's headed forward, and Tambakis has to usher that one out. The Republic players were asking if he got a touch on that.
I think it was actually the crossbar. I think he had it covered, but there was a little moment where he looked a little worried, but just kind of made sure, but it definitely took a deflection. But yeah, so from the vantage point of the Republic players there, they probably thought it was hands, but it was the crossbar.
Tambakis on the ground right now and looks to be a little shaken up. There you get a look at him.
It's the high press of Sac Republic already kind of causing some issues there. Tambakis under duress, trying to clear the ball. And then I think it was Seymour, was it, who just played the ball out of play, a little wasteful in possession there, New Mexico United.
And if that was Keko, he's got to be careful. He picked up a yellow card in just the 3rd minute. Now Preston is going to be called for the foul. And Preston goes into the book here in the 12th minute. So a couple of early cards shown, Chris. Matthew Corrigan really setting the tone here early.
This is what happens when forwards try and put tackles in, I guess. The forwards are not exactly showing a masterclass on how to defend 1v1 there, but that was, it was just a little, I don't know. I mean, I don't think that was necessarily a book, and you can see Zach Prince over on the other side of the field there was arguing the point straight away, but you know, he's kind of set the benchmark, the referee, right? He's made his point, so he has to continue through with it now.
It's the second half of our coaches spotlight. It's the gaffer for Republic. It's Mark Briggs. He's been the coach since 2019. Previously coached with the academy and spent time in the West Brom Youth Academy, and also made 12 appearances for the first team for the Baggies. Douglas Martinez getting into it already. I have a feeling we might see a couple more yellows before tonight is over.
Yeah, it started off pretty a little chippy, huh? Very open as well. You know, the opening exchanges there, obviously last week, or Saturday, sorry, Sac Republic had an absolute unbelievable first half against Charleston Battery there, where all those goals scored in the first half there. But yeah, they've started very bright, especially going forward.
Keko crosses that one in, and it's cut out by Josh Suggs. These two teams, they played 90 scoreless minutes earlier this season. That was on Wednesday, May 4th at Heart Health Park. So nearly 3 months to the date. New Mexico looking to pick up their second win against Sac Republic. This is just the 5th meeting all time. New Mexico picking up 1 win. That was in the regular season back in 2019 at Heart Health Park. They've lost twice to Republic. So we mentioned here the first time at the Lab 3-0. And then in the, if you recall, the 2019 play-in round, Devin Sandoval scored believe it was about 14 seconds into that game, and then Republic with a stoppage time winner. Only other time they played earlier this season, which was the draw. Play on, says the official. Here's Keko. And Gurr unable to chase that down.
It's interesting, Sac Republic, they're playing very, very compact in the middle of the park there. You can see New Mexico United really struggling to get the ball into the midfield. Seymour and Portillo having to pick the ball up off the centre-backs. And I feel like Sac Republic are really trying to force New Mexico United to go long. They fancy their chances if the ball's in the air.
Here's Keko. Over to Ross. Ross, who's no stranger to playing here at the Lab, having previously played for New Mexico's rival, El Paso. Swartz defending here as cross goes in, nobody home. And it's going to be a goal kick for New Mexico. Preston goes to ground, draws the foul. Fiesta Auto Group free kick coming up here. So we mentioned Nick Ross having played at the Lab before for El Paso. This is what he had to say in the midweek. It's not an easy place to go into, and they're always strong at home. They've got a good home crowd. It's not going to be easy, but we've got confidence from the last few matches we'll be taking in. Those last few matches, of course, he's referencing the big win just a week ago over Sporting Kansas City in the U.S. Open Cup. Going to penalty kicks, winning that one 5-4. And then the big win on Saturday as they traveled across the country, taking on Charleston Battery. Playing in incredible heat, humidity. They triumphed 4-2 in that one. After going down early, they conceded a goal in just the 3rd minute to Battery and were able to battle back. And by the 48th minute, it was 4-2 Republic. And a heavily rotated squad, might add.
That's unbelievable, though. Like, to go from the emotional high of last Wednesday, the 0-0 overtime PK, the amount of energy emotionally that you put into games like that, whether you're involved in the squad completely or on the bench, you're always involved in the game. So that's just to then go on the road and pick up a win like that. That was huge for the club.
I mean, huge for morale. So this header goes in. Huge for morale, but also huge in the standings. That keeps them within striking distance of that 4th place, which, of course, the top 4 teams host a home playoff game.
That's interesting. Ross talking about how, the home record of New Mexico United. So far this season, New Mexico United only 3 home wins. Last home win, July 6th versus Toros, that week where New Mexico United played Toros back-to-back. Since then, there's only been 2 home games, but it was a 1-1 draw against Toros and a 1-1 draw against Riverhounds as well. So, talked in the keys to the game about bringing that winning mojo mentality, whatever it is, back home. That's certainly something. But I understand why opposing players, think about it, because the atmosphere that's created here, it is seen like a fortress. But unfortunately, so far, while there's only been 1 loss, so that's a very good thing. It's those 5 ties that the coaching staff will be really trying to turn those into wins.
And it's not just the ties; it's the late ties. It's the ties that feel like losses, in the words of Zach Prince. And he made sure he made it a point. Earlier in the season, those are something that they have to work on, right? I mean, it's not only pride and coming out here and playing for your club, for your community, for your state, but also coming out here to play for yourself. and continually letting them down at home late in the game. There's been 3 or 4 stoppage time equalizers in the second half that we've seen here so far. Something's got to change. Fortunately for New Mexico, they've got that winning mojo when it comes to playing on the road, and that has them sitting in 4th place right now. 2 wins this week, that's going to see them into 3rd at the weekend.
It is. I mean, there's the whole season for every team. I mean, looking at Sac Republic, they went 4 wins on the spin, or 4 undefeated, and then they went 4 where they couldn't buy a win, and where they went 2 losses, 2 ties. And now, they win again against Charleston, and they'll be looking to try and get another streak going. So it's everyone has those moments, and New Mexico have done very well to not, where they've maybe not been playing as well, they have been ties, right? But just looking, it was a 90th minute equaliser for RGV, 75th minute, so not quite as late, but a 75th minute equaliser when Riverhounds were in town. So yeah, those are the ones that really kind of suck the wind out of the building.
Offside flag goes up on Nico Brett. As the magic minute is in full swing. It's been a while since some of the Republic faithful have tuned in to a match at the Lab. So just to give you a heads up of what's going on, this is the magic minute. It starts at the 19-minute, 12-second mark, and it goes to the 20-minute, 19-second mark. 1912 to signify when New Mexico was recognized as a state, and 2019 to mark when New Mexico United first kicked the ball. So this is a tradition that happens at every New Mexico United home match, and it was a tradition that was brought forth by the first ever head coach and technical director in club history, Troy Lasaint. Back to the action here. Harry Swartz finds Chris Wehan. Chris Wehan, club's all-time leading scorer. 36 goals in USL Championship play for the Black and Yellow, 38 in all comps. Sawahi. And for Will Seymour, just him personally, to see that goal go in on Sunday, how big was that?
I mean, especially after, the penalty miss, and that was a huge goal. There's no, obviously, you see Red Bull on the schedule, and, there's no hiding from the fact they've struggled this year. So you see that, and you really go into that game wanting all 3 points. And it looked like it maybe ebbed away from New Mexico United a little bit, so that was a massive goal. It could be a massive goal in the course of the season. But yeah, I mean, he's been on the end of so many crosses throughout the season, and it just hasn't quite connected with it, or there's been great saves, or it's just gone over the bar. And yeah, so to see one go in, it was great for him, because like I say, he's been Mr. Reliable this year.
Nico Brett finds Chris Wehan, plays it back across, finds the Jamaican, and now it's cleared out by Jack Gurr and stops the Black and Yellow attack. Promising there for United.
Yeah, and I was just thinking it had tightened up the game. The chances had really tightened up, and this is the 3rd best defense in USL versus the 7th best defense. 21 goals Sac Republic have conceded in their 20 games, and 19 goals in the 21 games for New Mexico United. So I don't imagine. I'll try and give it the reverse kiss of death. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. There we go.
Is Justin Portillo heading over for a Bank of America corner kick. Portillo, the second leading scorer for the club this season. 6 goals to his name. Floats this one in. And it was Alexi Sawahi on the end of that one. Just couldn't redirect it on frame.
That was a difficult header to get on target there, because it was kind of like floated in there by Portillo, so he had to do a lot with it, try and generate all his own power, and just couldn't quite direct it on goal.
Loses possession. Portillo. Here's Preston to Bortataka. Finds Brett. Edge of the 6. Here's Nico Brett, and Nico Brett has won a corner for New Mexico.
There was a split second there. Great turn by Bortataka there. Great turn, great pace to get in there. Fires the ball. The first touch of Nico Brett, you can see he just had a chance there to roll the ball with his left foot into a waiting Chris Wehan, I thought. but then the touch just kind of got away from him a little bit, had to turn onto his right foot. Did well to win a corner out of it.
Bank of America corner kick. Portillo. Back to Swartz now. And that, Chris, looked like a set piece.
That was interesting because Kalen Ryden was wide open, and Sac Republic will do well to not leave an unmarked Kalen Ryden in your 18-yard box, and that was just the second phase there. They dealt with the first ball again, Sac Republic, but Harry Swartz picks out Kalen Ryden, and really well done there by Vitello to get out and deal with the danger.
Hamilton commits the foul. So we're talking about Will Seymour and how big that goal was. And you said how many opportunities he had just this season prior to seeing that one go in, not even counting the rest of his USL Championship career. Before he got here to New Mexico, he had 90 career USL Championship appearances, had never scored a goal. This season for New Mexico, had 12 shots going into that one. So you figure played 18 games going up to that, so 2 out of every 3 games he's getting a shot, and he hasn't been able to score. It's got to do loads for the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, everything, and you could see how happy, obviously, I mean, the moment of the game obviously increased that as well, but you could see how happy everyone within the group was for him as well. That wasn't just a last-minute goal. Like, yes, obviously it was a big goal, but you could see how, you can just tell he's well-liked within the group, and everyone appreciates what he brings to the group. Let's say there was the period when Kalen Ryden was out injured, deputizes as the centre-back, where Kalen Ryden was a huge miss for this team. But, in all fairness, New Mexico United didn't really miss him because Seymour stepped up and really did a job in there.
When talk about a player like Will Seymour, we're seeing the versatility now. He's playing in the midfield. He can play as a holding midfielder. We've seen Zach Prince starting to elevate his role a little bit more, playing him a little bit higher up the field. So it's got to be very nice for Zach Prince in New Mexico to just have this depth, this squad depth, because we know at the end of last season how bad injuries ravaged this club.
Yeah, for sure, and it's interesting actually just to see the formation that Zach Prince has popped up with, and there was a little tweet, they didn't necessarily start this way, but it's definitely a back four now. It looks like a 4-4-2 diamond. Portillo sitting at the base of that diamond, Hamilton on the left, Seymour on the right of it, but very narrow, so really relying on Suggs and Schwartz to get forward from outside back, but the front two of Preston and Nico Brett as well. But yeah, and Chris Wehan being able to just wander and roam in that space behind could be a huge asset for New Mexico United in this game here.
Throw in here for New Mexico. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Douglas Martinez Jr. chasing this one down. Double teamed by Ryden and Suggs, and cleared away, and it's headed by Donovan. Gurr was looking to find Lopez, and it's cut out by the Comoros international Alexi Sawahi. Desmond plays this one up. This is Viader. Lopez looking to switch the play. Great ball to Gurr over on the far side. Slides this one forward. Here's Martinez Jr. looking back for Gurr. He connects at the top of the 18. Shot goes from Felipe, and it's straight to Alex Tambakis.
Their first sight of that Sac Republic have had for some time there. Ball pinged out on the left out to Fur, and once he plays the ball into Martinez's feet, then he's always on the move. He's always trying to work out. He doesn't stop, and then the ball finds him again, pops it out there to Felipe. Decent strike, but right down Tambakis' throat there. So, it was good for Tambakis. You're always happy because it was he hit it. He hit it well. So if it was either side of him, it would have been trouble. That's for sure.
Tonight's replay is brought to you by TLC Plumbing. TLC is the leader in New Mexico when it comes to home and business service needs. So Luis Felipe, having spent the last couple of seasons with Sac Republic, made 27 appearances for them last year, scoring 5 times. Prior to that, spent some time with the Quakes in MLS, making over 20 appearances there, and also being part of their USL affiliated squad, Reno 1868, where Felipe was actually teammates with Chris Wehan in Reno back in 2017. Chris Wehan, of course, winning USL Championship Rookie of the Year that season with Reno. I'm sure Wehan and Luis Felipe, excuse me, remember going back and forth at each other in those training sessions back in Reno. Wehan was also part of the Quakes organization. Ryden able to get this one away momentarily. Finds Nick Ross. Lopez lets that one run all the way to Sawahi. "30 minutes gone by here at the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst. New Mexico hosting a U.S. Open Cup finalist, Sacramento Republic. You know, Chris, I'll say for a Wednesday night, we're looking at a pretty good crowd here at the lab tonight.
Everyone's sneaking one last game in before school starts up again, and back to reality for many people within Albuquerque, New Mexico, right?
Sawahi tries to clear that one away. It's initially blocked by Villader. New Mexico looking to break now. Ball just out of the reach of Preston Tabordataka. And Hamilton comes in to block the clearance there from Gurr, but it's going to be a goal kick here for Vitiello.
That's a promising sign, though, for New Mexico United, because the guy you want for New Mexico to have the ball at his feet in the attacking half with some space is Chris Wehan, and he found a lovely bit of space just in between the two centre mids of Sac Republic there, and you know, he just misplaced the pass. It doesn't quite work out to press him, but that's what that little diamond in midfield works, where he's able to roam around, just find those little pockets of space.
The reigning title holders visit in-state rivals as the USL on ESPN2 continues. Orange County looks for a late season surge against this Republic side on Sunday, September 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Suggs overhits that, looking for Nico Brett. Here's Seymour. He's got options. Goes for Wehan and just overhits it. As Chris Wehan, he had acres of space, Chris.
He done really well. He peeled off to the back post there and was absolutely screaming for the ball, and just hard to get the right weight on that pass because he was trying to thread the eye of a needle basically, so he just overcooked it a little bit, but that was the space where get that pass right and it was game on for New Mexico.
And it's a throw in here for Sacramento. New Mexico coming with the high press. Hamilton getting in there immediately. And New Mexico able to come back in possession. The ball barely rolled over the midway line. Here's Ryden, the Oklahoma native. Preston. And Preston does well to get around the defender and then taken out. And we're going to see another yellow card here. This one goes to Damia Viader.
And you could see that. I think it was Portillo. He was just lovely little nutmeg there by Preston. But yeah, Viader, he just bites a little early. He thinks that Portillo's going to roll the ball into Schwartz's feet. Portillo just gives him the eyes and then just rolls the ball into Portillo. So then he's chasing his tail. Then he's ahead of the ball. He's facing his own goal. As a defender, it's the worst thing to do is when you're facing your own goal. Yeah, it just bites there because that lovely little nutmeg by Preston there, and he's off to the races.
Yellow cards brought to you by Wendy's. When a yellow card is issued, New Mexico United fans get a free breakfast sandwich at participating Wendy's locations with a qualifying purchase. So here's Portillo sending this one in. Sawahi at the back post just misses it. As Harry Schwartz went on to take down one of the field signs, it looked like. It looks to be all right, but let's get another look at this TLC replay. What a ball there from Justin Portillo.
That's just, we call it just putting the corridor of uncertainty there. That defenders don't want to touch it. Keeper doesn't want to come out and commit either. Absolutely peach of a cross there. And that's the third time that it seems like Sawahi's been the guy who they're trying to get on the end of these crosses. So maybe Portillo's got a little gentleman's agreement with Sawahi to try and give him one on the plate tonight.
Well, Sawahi's already got his. He scored a few weeks ago. Plenty of goals to go around, right?
Crosses like that for sure. But yeah, like I say, that's there's been two corners, that free kick as well. Sawahi seems to be the guy that's there or thereabouts on the end of them. So interesting if that's something that they've designed or whether he's just able to shake his mark.
Here's Schwartz. Fans, don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Here's Hamilton. Finds Suggs. Great interception there by Will Seymour as Gurr was looking to spring Roro Lopez forward. Speaking of, here's Lopez looking to find Martinez, but Tambakis has to come out and play sweeper.
Good awareness from Tambakis there because New Mexico United were just caught on their heels a little bit. Sawahi and Martinez is always busy, always looking for the ball in behind, and he's got some pace. He's hard to catch once he gets in there, but Tambakis quick off his line to snuff out the danger.
Here's Nico Brett. Schwartz loses his footing and wasted possession there for New Mexico.
Looks like he's left his mark in the turf down there.
I was going to have another dig at you and say it. But I got that one off last match, so. Ball goes back to the Greek goalkeeper, Alex Tambakis. Almost looks like a Greek flag back there in the blue and white Nyawolf kit. And there's been a couple of times this season I've seen there's been a large contingent of Greek New Mexico United fans that'll come to the game. You know, they bring all their Greek flags, so much so that New Mexico, they went ahead and they did a special shield tee for the Greek community. So if you see one of those out there, just know that they're part of the Alex Tambakis fan club. Here's Suggs going back post over the head of Preston. Schwartz goes to ground, and the official says no. And now Matthew Corrigan is going to wait for the trainers to come on from both sides, as Harry Schwartz looked to have taken quite a shot there.
Yeah, that was a heavy collision there, but really well done by Josh Suggs there. There's a beautiful ball to the back post, just over Preston's head, and yeah, it looks like he does. Schwartz gets a touch to the ball. I can't even tell who that is. Still can't see from our vantage point over here, but I don't think he gets much of the ball, so you can understand what, obviously the crowd's going to think it's a PK, but you can see that's the question that Josh Suggs and the New Mexico United players are asking as well. But it was a heavy challenge for both of the guys there.
It was a heavy challenge, and as you said, it appeared as though Harry Schwartz got the first touch. I don't know if we're able to get another look at that, but
yeah, he just got that touch inside, right, where just when it comes to the back there, different angle, might be able to see a little bit. It looks like he just touches the ball to the left, and the defender bites on it. Yeah, he does. It doesn't look like he touches it much. There it is. It's Desmond, right?
It's Desmond.
Just
yep.
bites early. Doesn't think he's going to get that touch. And Schwartz, he's not going anywhere with that touch. He touches that ball knowing he's going to get absolutely clattered, right? But I guess the referee thinks that because it was just kind of one of those like bang bang plays.
Well, looked like Will Seymour was exchanging some pleasantries as he walked away there. And so looks like everybody's okay. Desmond gets up to his feet. Harry Schwartz has already made his way over to the technical area. He looks fine. So quick weather check in here. 88 degrees currently here in Albuquerque. 32% humidity. While that may not seem like much for the rest of the country tuning in, that's pretty high for us here today, Chris.
We were saying that when we were down at pitch level earlier on, right? It just feels really, really muggy tonight, doesn't it?
When you got to think what Sacramento has been through in just the last week, having played at home last Wednesday. Where there's some little bit of humidity out there in Sacramento, and then you got to go to North Carolina where it's times 100. They were playing, I think it was 80% humidity during their last match on the weekend, and then you come here to Albuquerque, you're playing 30% humidity, but it's the altitude. It's the altitude that's really going to take effect.
Yeah, it isn't, a stoppage like this, and I'm not saying that the stoppage is because of that. It's the stoppage, which is really going to help them kind of catch their breath, because this is the time of each half, the last 5 minutes of each half, where the lungs really do start burning when you come here. Speaking from experience, coming from sea level myself, when I first moved to Albuquerque, I couldn't understand why I was out of breath going upstairs when, as I am not now, but I was then in some half-decent shape.
And Weehan just pulled up after that pass. You got to wonder if that blocked clearance earlier is affecting him some.
He's definitely not moving as freely as you would like, but he keeps finding that space.
When you just look at the bench here for Zach Prince, as Preston gets into the 18, and Preston rifles that one into the side netting. He's looking for his second goal on the season. Preston, he scored in week 2 at El Paso and has yet to crinkle the rope there. After that it was wide the entire way.
Crinkle the rope, huh?
You like that?
Yeah, I don't think I've heard you use that one before.
Expanding the vocabulary, Chris.
It's about time. It's interesting there that he decided to take on the shot. It was a very, very difficult angle there. I'm sure his teammates, Nico Brett, you could see he had his arms up. He was hoping for a cross, but there wasn't really, other than Nico Brett in the middle. And Sac Republic had plenty of defenders back. So, again, forwards are always going to take that shot on, but it was a very difficult angle.
There's Rodrigo Lopez goes to ground, and you can see the veteran just taking his time. Club captain for Sac Republic. The shot comes, and Tambakis, no issues there. Let's have a look at this TLC replay. It was via Dare. Nobody closed him out. That was a good look.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, when it opens up like that, then yeah, you're never going to turn down a shot like that, that's for sure. So that would be a little worrying for New Mexico United. A little slow to close down the space, and if he catches that right, it could have caused some issues for Tambakis.
This ball stolen. It's Keko. He's got Douglas Martinez. Top of the box, lays it off. Swartz goes to ground. Able to link up with Preston. One-on-one, it's Preston and Desmond. And Preston has his pocket pick there. The top of the 18. Nico Brett forcing the quick turnover. Now Nico Brett out wide. Unfamiliar territory there for Nico Brett. He quickly makes his way back towards the center of the pitch.
Yeah, I was having a little giggle there. You could see, who can I give this ball to so I can get in and around the 6-yard box as quickly as possible?
As I was saying, though, if Weehan is nursing some sort of injury, which he looks to be jogging around fine right now, it's going to be a different story once you're sitting down for 15 minutes for halftime. So, looking at the available subs here for Zach Prince, Austin Yearwood, Rashid Tete, Michael Azira, Daniel Bruce, and then these two, Amando Moreno and Romario Williams. Saw both of them make their season debuts just Sunday, with Williams actually making his club debut after being announced just a few weeks ago as the foul is called. Portillo upset with the call.
That was a great tackle. I don't see any way physics the ball went that direct. I don't see any way that Sam Hamilton didn't win all ball there, so you can understand why he's upset. But yeah, there's I don't see any situation where we don't see Moreno here tonight. I think he's been a player that New Mexico United have missed. Not necessarily because the results have been hard or anything like that, but he is a very, very talented player.
Here's Douglas Martinez. Tries to cross it, and it's cut out by Alexi Soahi. So we're officially into New Mexico Pinon Coffee stoppage time. 3 minutes on the board. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. So Keko heads over for this Bank of America corner kick. No, Keko will actually trade places here with Roro. Sac Republic really crowding that front post. And now the official calls Casey and Hamilton over. Sam Hamilton tried to plead his case, as was Dan Casey. Take two here. Lopez headed away by Ryden. Second ball goes in, back post. That one headed away by Swartz and cleared by Portillo.
That was really well won by Portillo there, because he was up against the centre-back Desmond there, and he had to win that because Desmond, his eyes got big and wide. He thought he was going to have a free header on goal there, but Portillo did really well. Big hops, gets the header on, clears the danger.
So just 1 minute of stoppage time left. 0-0 so far here in Albuquerque. Golden hour, as you can see out west. Perhaps be treated to a beautiful sunset here in our second half. Just have to hang out with us to see. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here on hand at the lab. It's New Mexico and Sacramento. Well, if the trend continues here for the next 30 seconds, Chris, that's going to mark 3 halves of football that these two sides have played against each other with 0 goals.
Yeah, New Mexico United still to register a shot on target. They've had a few half chances, but unable to test Utelo in goal there. So that'll be the one disappointing thing for the second half for them to address in the locker room.
Final possession of the first half here. And that's actually going to do it for the first 45 plus stoppage, as New Mexico and Sac Republic tied 0-0 here at the half. Chris, real quick, your take on that first half.
I think both teams pretty much cancelled each other out. It's been a possession battle, really. Some half chances. Sac Republic probably say they've had the better of the chances, I'd say. But yeah, pretty even first half.
It's halftime. The score is 0-0, presented by First Financial Credit Union. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with halftime.
For over 50 years, BIOS has been proudly serving New Mexico. We love being a part of this community and the New Mexico United family, and helping everyone from homeowners to home builders create a space that's both beautiful and practical. Shopping local is about more than getting a great deal. It's about supporting your community, your neighbors, your friends. Visit BIOS in Albuquerque and see how shopping local supports your New Mexico community.
There is a place where there are no roads, no conveyances beyond 2 legs or 4. It's a vast swath of land set aside for adventure, for animals, for nature. We're visitors here in America's first designated wilderness, the Gila.
I hear 'em chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear 'em chat with the boys, man so tough, but minds keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan, if you wanna touch mine, please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees, I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for war, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east.
What's so great about on the unexpected stuff you need? And best of all, more rewards, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Smith's Rewards.
Welcome back to the lab here. It is halftime. 0-0 is your score, presented by First Financial Credit Union. And Chris, while we've got a game going on here at hand, there's something special going on with this Sac Republic side. Let's have a look at their magical game just a week ago against Sporting KC as they made their way into the U.S. Open Cup final, being the first lower division team to make it since Charleston Battery in 2008. And they went to penalties. And here, this is one of the cheekiest penalties I've ever seen in a moment like this.
I mean, wow. I mean, the guts to do that, the confidence to do that in that moment, in that game, in the history of that club is, yeah, unbelievable.
It was Malik Foster with the Panenka, and then Danny Vitiello stepping up with the massive save. And there you can see up in the top left, Sacramento just need to convert this final PK to move on, and it's Roro Lopez stepping up, going right down the pipe. Republic advance to the U.S. Open Cup final, where they're going to be taking on Orlando City in early September, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. Halftime brought to you by Smith's, fresh for everyone, as we've got plenty to get into here for this halftime break, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. These are your Western Conference standings coming into tonight's game. So there you can see 4th and 5th New Mexico currently sitting in the top 4, hosting a home playoff game as things stand. Of course, Chris, tonight it's going to have big playoff implications.
Yeah, it's getting really tight at the top there, you know, and obviously coming down the home stretch, and so many games in such a short period of time as well. People can really make moves very quickly.
Moving on here, we've got our news and notes from around the league. As we just mentioned, Sacramento making it into the Open Cup final, knocking out Sporting KC just last week. Nico Brett making it into the Team of the Week. He scored 2 goals in his last 2 games as he gets crowned to the USL Team of the Week. Armando Moreno returning for action after being out for 10 months. Moreno returned to action as a sub against Red Bulls 2 on Sunday in front of his family on the pitch that he grew up playing on. This is your upcoming schedule from around the league. Indy 11 hosting Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Saturday. Also on Saturday, some Eastern Conference action between Legion and Atlanta United 2. Tampa Bay Rowdies hosting the New Boys, Detroit City FC. Loudoun doing some interconference battle with Los Dos. And also on Saturday, you got Lou City taking on Charleston Battery. Upcoming schedule here for New Mexico. We're right back here on Saturday as the Black and Yellow welcome Miami FC to the Lab for the first time, and former New Mexico United striker Romeo Parks. Then they'll be taking a trip out to the West Coast, visiting Los Dos. And as we mentioned, we're right back here for another Wednesday, Saturday in just a couple of weeks. Memphis 901 and Monterey Bay both making their first trip out to the 505, and then New Mexico setting up a big one at Switchbacks for the first time this season.
That feels weird saying that after how many times we've played them over the last couple of years.
This is our team of the week for week 21. A couple of players that we see here tonight is Nico Brett on there, is Cuello on there as well, as Cuello on the bench for Sac Republic, and Mark Briggs. Bruno Lapa was your player of the week, and there you can see Kevon Lambert, Milan Olaski, and Dos Santos from Tampa Bay Rowdies. We've still got a few minutes left in halftime. We're going to step aside, catch our breath, and we'll be back in just a moment.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals. I'm on that routine.
It is a beautiful New Mexico evening here at the Lab. Some Wednesday night USL Championship action coming to you here on ESPN+. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined as always by Chris Hurst. And Chris, well, it's scoreless on the pitch so far between New Mexico and Sac Republic. These are your first half stats. Let's have a look at how we got here, Chris. New Mexico dominating the possession so far, over 57%. Few yellow cards handed out in that first half.
Yeah, that was probably the thing, right? Well, it's lacking goals, obviously. The shot count, shots on target, New Mexico United will be disappointed they haven't tested goalkeeper yet. But possession, pretty comfortable. But yeah, how chippy the game is, that's been a little surprising. It was very early, two very early yellow cards. 2 yellow cards within 12 minutes, I believe it was.
Keko picking up the first yellow card in the 3rd minute for Sac Republic, followed up by Preston in the 12th minute. We did see a 3rd yellow card issued in the 34th minute to Villader as well. And perhaps a questionable no call there in that first half, maybe?
I think there's been one at each end, to be honest. You remember the one for Sac Republic earlier on as well. But yeah, definitely, I know you're referencing the Harry Schwartz one, but it was happened so fast you can understand why it was maybe missed.
These are the halftime highlights presented by Will Ferguson and Associates. We're here for you, and we're here to win. Well, Chris, no goals to look at, but plenty of action through the first 45. As here we get things started off. Vitiello had a little bit of a shaky start early in that one as he bobbled the ball, was able to gather it on the second, but Weehan was looking to pounce.
Yeah, and that was the ball that Preston was looking for. He was looking for Weehan there, but it's been a bunch of opportunities like this where it's been shots from distance, or there Tambakis just watching the ball. It actually hit the crossbar, but didn't really trouble him. Nico Brett Preston has a similar chance later on in the half as well from a very tight angle. So yeah, there's been a bunch of half chances.
Well, I'm just looking at some of the stats so far. It's Alexei Sawahi with 2 shots leading New Mexico. Nico Brett and Preston each have 1 to their name, as Tambakis didn't have a whole lot to do, had a few saves, but for the most part, they were hit right at him.
Yeah, they were pretty comfortable, right? But there has been, it's these kind of shots that Sacramento, the shots on target that they have so far, the 2 shots on goal, they are from distance. And I suppose if you're New Mexico United, you're quite pleased with that. They're not able to get in behind New Mexico United. They're having to resort to taking shots from distance. So from a New Mexico standpoint, they're probably pretty pleased with that.
Well, and as we look down at the pitch right now, we see Armando Moreno warming up for New Mexico. As maybe that is a little bit of foreshadowing. We'll see as New Mexico, they've stopped their opposition from scoring a first half goal in 14 of their 22 games. No team has done more this season in the USL Championship. We're going to step aside. We'll be back with the second half.
For over 45 years, we have been roofing New Mexico. Even though you may not know it, you have been covered by one of our roofs at some point. Now we're bringing the same high-quality craftsmanship that protects New Mexico's commercial buildings into the residential marketplace. Get a commercial-quality roof on your home today. National Roofing. Local company, national name.
Call 883-3000 or visit nationalroofing.com.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
As a first-generation college student, I didn't have the guidance needed to navigate through college, but CNM made that easy for me, and they helped me every step of the way. What makes CNM special is that no matter what your interest is in, they're bound to have it here. You're looking for a certificate, and associates, or even some kind of training, they're going to have that flexibility for you. My time at CNM has showed me that I can dream bigger than what I ever thought I could for myself. At CNM, you're not just a student, you're part of the family.
Welcome back here to the lab. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst on hand. Is got about 90 seconds before our second half gets underway. So Chris, if you're in the changing room for either side, what changes are you making for this second half to hopefully see your side go away with 3 points?
I mean, going back to the point we made just before the break there, lack of shots on target for New Mexico United. Like one, we said we've seen some substitutes warming up for New Mexico United, but they've had a lot of joy with Preston peeling out to the right-hand side, dragging the Sac Republic defense to that side. And actually, it's been Chris Wehan who's been drifting out to that left side. So in those moments, it almost becomes like a front three. So finding more moments like that, because it has been out. While they've had a lot of the ball, they've really struggled to get in behind Sac Republic. So I'd say that's probably it. But again, I would not be surprised for New Mexico United if you see Armando Moreno, maybe a couple other subs as well. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Maybe Williams makes his home debut tonight. Sac Republic, keep it tight. They've had the sighters. They've had the cleaner chances, even though they've been from distance. So, it's probably much of the same. Can they keep New Mexico United from getting in behind them and maybe spring a counter-attack? But they'll be very happy with how the first half went, I would imagine.
Well, and just looking down at the technical area for New Mexico, I see 2 kids draped over the bench, number 10 and number 25. So I believe we're going to be seeing Daniel Bruce and Armando Moreno perhaps sooner rather than later for Zach Prince. As it looks like no changes for either side so far. You can see Preston and Nico making their way out. And there's a look at the United bench. There you can see Amando Moreno, or the kit anyway.
He's definitely, I mean, he was warming up more strenuous than anyone else at halftime. He's going through a pretty rigorous stretch and routine right now. So yeah, 10 minutes, I imagine, within the second half here. If there's no change, players have been given the opportunity to put into action what was spoken about at halftime. If after 10 minutes there's no change, then I imagine we'll see at least that change. Looks like Weehan is still hobbling a little bit as he's going up to take the kickoff here.
You got to wonder, is he going to be the one that's subbed off? We'll see.
Maybe that's what the talking point is being, is go out there and see if you can run this off for the first 5 minutes or so. If it's not any good, then that's what the change is. Yeah, so you might be right.
So second half underway here at the Lab. New Mexico and Sacramento Republic looking to break the deadlock here. As we mentioned before the halftime break, these two sides, they've already played once this season. That was on May 4th at Heart Health Park, playing it to a 0-0 draw over 90 minutes. So add on today's match, and that makes 3 halves of scoreless football between these two sides. Here's Hamilton. Who's going to be the first to break the deadlock? As Nico Brett gives that one away. Perhaps was looking for the run by Harry Swartz, and it just never came. Keelan Ryden. The crowd just a little quiet tonight, perhaps just waiting for that breakthrough moment, Chris. Their side didn't have a shot on target through the first 45, not a whole lot to get excited about.
Yeah, I mean, again, there was a few half chances, but you can see New Mexico United just being pretty patient right here. This is the first time Portillo's been able to find a little bit of space, but how compact, front to back specifically, Sac Republic are there, how connected they are from their forwards to their centre-backs. There's not a whole lot of space for New Mexico United to play, so really out wide is where they may have a chance. And you can see there, just out of frustration maybe there, Keelan Ryden, not a whole lot of movement ahead of him, trying to force something that wasn't really on.
Danny Vitiello. Out of New York, previously spent some time with Riverhounds. Starting his 15th match here this evening. He was the 2020 USL Championship Golden Glove Award winner after posting the league's lowest goals against average, conceding just half a goal per game. Nico Brett flicks this one on, looking for Preston. Vitiello has to come out and head it away.
You love that as a centre-back. Vitiello there coming out and obviously like a fish out of water. Goalkeepers don't, it's always kind of funny when you see them come out the box and using their head, but did good enough, and you can see there was a little wry smile on his face while he was doing it. But as a centre-back, having a commanding goalkeeper who's willing to do that gives you that little sense of calm.
Here goes Keelan Ryden. Josh Suggs making the run, all for naught. It's Portillo. As soon as he hit that one, he raised both hands as to say, where's the run?
It is a little static ahead of the ball, I would say. You know, we mentioned it a little earlier where Nico, Brett and Preston kind of waiting to see where the ball's going to be played and then trying to make the run. You normally like to see the run precede the pass, and then New Mexico United have the players that are good enough to be able to find that ball, you know. So, yeah, I'd say, and the other thing that I've noticed immediately, we talked about it coming out of the break as well, both of them are playing very narrow. We said the joy, like Preston specifically, when he got out wide, specifically in that right channel, that's where he was having a tough, because he's probably one of the fastest guys, maybe even in the league. Like he can motor, and when he's in open space, it's the final ball is maybe lacking a little bit of times, but he's unbelievably quick. So drifting out wide, getting into that space out wide is really where they were starting, or where they were finding some joy against Sac Republic.
Danny Rivas, the head athletic trainer for Republic, has been called out as Desmond was on the ground. He's since gotten up and he's being walked back now by Rivas.
Looks like his night might be done.
Believe you're correct. Definitely getting the substitute board ready over at the technical area. And so Desmond's night is done. And with that, we're going to see Josh Bauer enter the match. Josh Bauer out of Bedford, New Hampshire. Previously spent time with Nashville SC, Atlanta United 2, Atlanta United, and Birmingham Legion. Republic looking to break. Ball played forward for Felipe. Chased down by Harry Swartz. Good defensive work there by Harry Swartz. Viader tries to turn Hamilton, and he does. Gets it off to Keko. It's a good spell for Republic, and the shot carried away by Alex Tambakis.
Really neat play there by Republic. Started in the midfield, springs it out wide. Decent in the first moment by New Mexico United to force them to go negative, but then again, little one-touch passes. Pops out to Keko, and he gets the shot off, and Tambakis more than equal to it, though.
That was some good link-up play there in the midfield. You hadn't seen too much of that from Sacramento throughout the first 45. Bank of America corner kick here. First corner of the second half. To the front post. Goes back out for Lopez. Lopez able to find Keko. Tried to cross and it was blocked. Preston comes in control. And Preston loses control. Keko very good with the ball at his feet. Unable to connect with the cross.
Yeah, it was a lovely little reverse ball there by Roro, but Portillo tracked the run. I think what was it, Schwartz maybe, blocked across, and then Preston. You got to recognise the moments. Went to dribble and went to just clear your lines. Gave Sacramento another opportunity to put a ball in the box. But again, New Mexico United keeping Sacramento at arm's length there, but I feel like Sac Republic are just starting to maybe try and up the tempo, specifically with the ball. They're moving the ball pretty quickly at the start of the second half.
Weehan has that one poked away, and it's backheeled, and this is a gift, and Preston Tabordataka capitalizes. That's his first goal at the Lab, and New Mexico have taken the lead here in the 54th minute.
That came from nowhere. Well played, Preston, for being, as a forward, you're always kind of sniffing around the areas. Where's the ball going to pop out? But as you say, a bad mistake at the back, and you got to think, did the substitution have something to do with it? A few moments ago, a little disjointed maybe at the back, because Sacramento have looked really comfortable, to be quite honest, for a majority of the game. But well done for Preston to pounce on that mistake and punish them.
And Preston, he's had so many opportunities to score here at the Lab, and it just seemed like he couldn't get it done for whatever reason. But here tonight, Preston Tabordataka has scored his second goal on the season, his first in front of the black and yellow faithful. And what a time to score it is. It was Donovan, just tried to back heel it, and Preston was there.
And it looks like that's his last action for tonight. He scores, and his present for scoring the opening goal is to be substituted. But again, yeah, you know, like being able to pounce on that mistake there. There's the little. He just didn't want to keep it simple. I don't know how. I think he was trying to back heel it back to the goalkeeper, and Preston just read it really, really well.
Goals are brought to you by Enterprise Builders, built on a foundation of trust for over 30 years. And Preston Tabordataka, the Cameroonian, his night is done, and that's going to see a home debut now for the Jamaican Romario Williams. Romario Williams, having previously played with head coach Zach Prince, Mike Azira, Justin Portillo, and Alex Tambakis, back when they all played for Battery in 2016. Romario Williams just added to the squad about 3 weeks ago. It was a couple of days before our most recent home game here. We were wondering if we were going to see him at that match. Alas, his debut here tonight, his home debut, I should say.
Yeah, and New Mexico going with the all-Jamaican front two now, with Chris Wehan just behind them. I'm sure this isn't the first time that they've played together, and New Mexico coaching staff will be hoping for some instant chemistry.
So Sacramento having to play from behind here in the second half now.
Looks like New Mexico have just changed to a back three. Seymour is drifting deeper and deeper and closer to Caelan Ryden. Not sure if it's just in the moment right now, but it certainly looks like maybe it's a back three of Ryden, Seymour, and Suwahi is the left centre back there, and that's allowing Schwartz and Suggs to get a little higher. So maybe they've gone back to that rather than the 4-4-2 diamond that they were flirting with, a 4-3-3. Now they've gone back to their more tried and tested at home of the 3-5-2.
Here's Roro. Cross goes in, back post, and it's Keko! And Republic have equalized just 4 minutes later. And the Lab has gone silent as Keko knots things back up.
It's always said the most dangerous time is when you've just scored, and then New Mexico United maybe just still thinking about the goal that they just scored, completely switched off. Keko wide open, had the freedom of the 18-yard box to pick his spot. Tambakis couldn't really do anything.
And I was just about to say, although Sac Republic are down, they've won 14 points from losing positions in the championship this season. Only Tampa Bay have recovered more points. Well, looks like they may be adding to that total here tonight.
Yeah, it's feast or famine, right? There were no real clear-cut chances, and then 2 in 4 minutes there put in the back of the net. The New Mexico one was more born from a mistake by Sacramento. Sacramento goal was just really well worked, put out on the left. What a ball! Look, wide open. First time, just passes it into Tambakis. You can see he's trying. The Inquisition starts immediately. Like, who should have been marking him? There is a question of offside there. It did look pretty close.
And for New Mexico, this has been an issue all season long here at home, Chris. When playing at the Lab, they've scored first 6 times. They've won 3 and drawn 3. And as I was saying, Sacramento, on the other hand, when they concede first away from home, they've won twice and they've lost 4 times. So New Mexico again, scoring first and conceding an equalizer. It seems to be the theme of the season.
It's a trend, right? Yeah, unfortunately, and that's what we talked about earlier. Those 5 ties at home. Like that's the, at home, that's where you maybe look to pick up ties and the odd point here and there while you're on the road. Like New Mexico United carrying those road warriors from the 2020 season and really still doing that. But now it's the home faithful are just desperate for a team at home that can entertain and bring home some points at home as well. But let's say they're very hard to beat at home. It's just turning those ties into wins.
Here's Weehan. Tried to nutmeg Donovan. Instead, Republic looking to break the opposite way. It's cut out by Will Seymour. Here's Swartz. Play starting to open up a little bit. Swartz crosses this one in. Was looking for Williams. That ball cleared out by Donovan.
2 goals, though, they've definitely opened up the game. There's a little bit of urgency in the game all of a sudden.
Douglas Martinez Jr. finds the goal scorer. That's Keko. Roro picked up the assist on that goal. That was his 4th assist. That's more than any other Sac Republic player in USL play this season. And for Keko, his 3rd league goal this season. Through ball, weighted perfectly. Cross was blocked there by Sawahi. Hamilton just loses possession. It falls to Keko. He's got options. Roro now finds Martinez, and it's 2-1. Sacramento have put in 2 goals over the past 3 minutes, and they are now in the lead.
Absolute disaster, unfortunately, there for New Mexico United. Sam Hamilton just coughs up the ball in and around the 18-yard box. And yeah, it's one of those where we just mentioned before the first Sacramento goal about the change in formation for New Mexico. Really struggled to kind of adapt to that. Like the first goal coming from maybe where Sawahi thought that Suggs was behind him covering, no one picking up Keko, and there just a lovely little ball. I think it was Roro put the ball, just a little reverse pass around the corner into Martinez, and he just passes it into the bottom corner.
Let's have a look at the TLC replay here. As Roro, what a perfect ball, is wide open at the back post was Douglas Martinez Jr. and 2-1 go the visitors. And for Martinez, that's his 4th goal in the USL Championship this season. That ties Malik Foster for the team lead. And for Roro, his 5th assist of the season, as he's picked up 2 assists over the last 4 minutes.
And that awareness, not even looking at Martinez, just puts the ball, and the spin he puts on the ball means that Martinez does not need to take a touch. He can just first time, just before Tam Backus has a chance to get himself set, and just, like I say, great finish in the bottom corner.
Well, and for Martinez, I mentioned it at the start of the game. Last season he played for San Diego Loyal. He scored against this New Mexico side at Torero Stadium in October. Well, now he's come back and he's done it again, this time in the land of enchantment. And it all started with the bad giveaway from Sam Hamilton, which he was out of position, and it just led to Sacramento having numbers once they turned around. Seymour gives the ball away. And oh, how quickly things change here, Chris. As 10 minutes ago, we were sitting here, and it was 0-0.
It's a funny old game, isn't it? And it does look like, New Mexico United have switched back again, Seymour back into midfield, but is the damage already done? Conceded 2 goals while, and again, I'm not, maybe that was just the flow of the game, but it certainly looked like they changed to 3 at the back. And you got to say that may be affected, but yeah, it looks like they've changed back. But yeah, is the damage done? I think it'll be within the next 5-7 minutes here. We'll probably see a change for New Mexico to try and get back in this game now.
New Mexico may just have an opportunity here as that one's poked away by Suggs. Here's Brett, finds Bees. Hamilton unable to chase that down. It's Douglas Martinez Jr. Connects with Keko. And Keko is looking for Roro, cutting through the middle. As Republic keen on a 3rd goal.
You can see the gesticulating by all the New Mexico United defenders, and there's a lot, not a lot going right now, and you can see there's the body language is that they're rattled. They're very much rattled a little bit right now, so they need to calm down, get a foothold back in the game.
Zach Prince, in his technical areas, you can see not very pleased.
This is a Fiesta free kick.
Subs going through some warm-ups over there for New Mexico, but we thought we were going to see Amando Moreno fairly soon. Might have to wait. Nico Brett asks for the handball, and he's going to get it. Atop the 18, New Mexico have a Fiesta Auto Group free kick. And this is in a pretty dangerous position.
It's interesting, yeah, Nico Brett is taking the ball. I think he wants this one, but we've seen Portillo in the past is obviously very good from this kind of range as well. But last week against Red Bull, I believe Nico Brett started taking over those duties as well. So, yeah, very dangerous position. Huge opportunity here.
And not just that, I believe we've seen Weehan do it as well. So a lot of options here. Josh Suggs is now lining up for it, the left footer. See, and this is tough here for Vitiello. We've got a lefty and a righty both standing over this, and then Nico Brett.
9 times out of 10, the person who puts the ball down is the one that's going to hit it. The problem for Nico Brett here is, can he get it over the wall and dip down soon enough to get under the crossbar?
And it's Weehan forces the save from Vitiello. And he's able to chase it down before it gets out of the 18. And a big-time save from Danny Vitiello.
There's the 1 out of 10. So Nico Brett playing mind games there, putting it down. Chris Weehan got it over the wall, got it down. Vitiello did well to get a good, safe pair of hands to it and managed to get the rebound as well.
Ryden headed this back, but it fell to Lopez, who goes to ground, no foul called. Here's Seymour, the Colorado Springs native. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton making his 65th USL Championship appearance for New Mexico here tonight. Of course, he's been with the team since they kicked off in 2019. One of 5 players that have been on the roster since day one. Also got Austin Yearwood, Josh Suggs, Rashid Tete, Daniel Bruce. As Douglas Martinez is through, he's on a brace. Martinez rattles the woodwork. And that shot was absolutely blasted.
Yeah, that nearly knocked the goal down. It looks like a corner, so I'm assuming Tambakis got a touch on it. But I think New Mexico United, clearly changes are needed. It's not working right now. And if anyone looks like they're going to score, it looks like Sac Republic are going to get a second one. I'm not sure if Tambakis got a touch on that, but he's been given it.
So Bank of America corner kick coming up here for Roro Lopez and Sac Republic. Here's Lopez, delivers, back post, and he connects with Will Seymour. Ryden heads this one out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Sac Republic. Can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, the English Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app. Cross goes in, goes over Tambakis, and Suggs clears that out. Premier League season starting this weekend, Chris, as well as most of the leagues around the world. It's getting right back into that thick of the soccer season.
The most important league started last week. The Red and White Wizards. You know. I know what you're doing.
I was going to let you say it. So we mentioned earlier that we had a pretty good crowd here on hand here at the lab for it being a Wednesday. We've just got official numbers in. 9,318 fans here tonight watching New Mexico United hosting U.S. Open Cup finalist Sac Republic. Hosting them for the first time in over 1,150 days. You got to go all the way back to June 8th of 2019. For the last time Sac Republic was in the land of enchantment, it was a 3-0 win for the visitors. Looking to repeat that success once again. Free kick taken short. It's cleared away there by Seymour. Excuse me, that was Swartz. My apologies. Riding shoulder to shoulder there with Donovan, and they'll usher that out.
Please report to the CNN Get Services booth on the Commodores. Princess Sundo, please report to the CNN Get Services booth.
"20 minutes to go here, Chris. New Mexico conceding twice in 4 minutes after scoring the opener. You would have figured after that opening goal there in the 53rd minute, 54th minute by Preston, they just made some subs. Things were looking good. And then Sac Republic showing exactly why they're in the middle of this historic U.S. Open Cup run.
Yeah, they're riding the wave, right? The confidence they have right now just oozes through the team. It really does. And they play some really good stuff. And I'd say the first goal was just a little lapse in concentration by New Mexico United, and it is. The most dangerous time is right after you score. It's drilled in from you when you're a kid. You really have to concentrate in those moments. And unfortunately, the wheels kind of fell off a little bit immediately after that.
Williams connects with Brett. Here's Weehan. Flag stays down. Chris Weehan, and it's saved. Hamilton has a go. Deflected. Here's Swartz now. Portillo chips it in. And Sac Republic do very well to deal with the pressure. Here's Lopez. He's got options. Martinez on the near side making the run. Finds Douglas Martinez. He's on a brace. Martinez will just pull it out, and Sac Republic will reset. Cross goes in. Nobody home.
And New Mexico obviously pushing for the equalizer. We're saying there was a moment where they were, for a brief moment, they were ahead. Now they're chasing the game and left wide open at the back. And what a great ball by Lopez. Just dinks it into Martinez's path, just over Suggs' head. And I think that Seymour. It looks like he's just come up with a little problem there. And that isn't a contact injury, so you're worried that might be a muscle injury there. It looks like his night may be done. But yeah, what a ball. And you feel like that's what's coming though. New Mexico United, while they're pushing for that equalizer, Sac Republic have such a threat on the counter-attack.
And Seymour will be subbed off as immediately you saw the trainer make the hand gesture. So looks like Michael Azira is going to be coming on for New Mexico. So he'll replace Will Seymour. So it's going to be interesting. Are we going to see Sam Hamilton drop into the back line? Do they go with a back four? What do you think?
You put me on the spot.
Ways, right?
There is. I imagine it's probably a back four because that is what has caused a third goal for Sacramento, and it's game over. But it's what comes first. It's that little game of chess. Because at the end of the day, New Mexico United need a goal as well. They have to get back in this game. So are they going to really throw caution to the wind? Or, like you say, maybe put Schwartz and Suggs as the outside backs, flying outside backs from there. But Azira slotting in. It looks like he's slotting in right next to Portillo. Hamilton looks like he's staying in midfield. So I imagine it is a back four, and they're just going to go 2v2. Ryden and Sawahi, 2v2 with the two forwards of Sac Republic. It'll be dangerous on the counter-attack.
Michael Azira, the Ugandan international, retired Ugandan international, comes in here for New Mexico. Substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Azira started on Sunday, was subbed off in the 66th minute. As the veteran with over 130 MLS appearances under his belt comes in to fill the injury hole tonight for New Mexico. The training staff still having a look over at Will Seymour. I think at this rate, I'd be surprised if we saw him again on Saturday.
And I'd say when it's non-contact like that, you know, it was just he was tracking. He was having to work so hard to get back. It looks like it was a strain of some kind.
Martinez. Keko now. Ball goes forward, and what a blast there from Jack Gurr. As that one goes over the crossbar, Tambakis, I wasn't quite sure of that one.
And there's that counter-attack again. New Mexico United in, you know, control in terms of, you know, decent possession, and then 2 passes, and there's a chance for Sacramento.
So New Mexico on the season average 404 passes per game. At the 70-minute mark, they had already eclipsed that. So New Mexico finding themselves in possession a lot here tonight. Just really, aside from the one goal that was given to them, not able to do much with it. Here's Josh Suggs. Captain to vice captain. This is Sam Hamilton. Nico Brett finds his fellow Jamaican. That was Romario Williams. Ball bouncing around. Here's Weehan now. And no, they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, he's pulled it back for a free kick there. Zira, he knew he was going to get clattered there as well, and just, you know, put his body in where it hurt. And referee waited to see if there was any advantage, and as soon as the shot went over the bar, pulls it back for a free kick. Good referee in there.
So the last time we saw this, it was Chris Weehan forcing a save from Vitiello. This one a little bit further back, but I mean, fairly the same angle.
Yeah, same angle, but like you say, a little further back, so it's a little easier to get it up and down, over the wall and underneath the crossbar. Maybe it's a little right of centre, so maybe the left foot of Josh Suggs, it may favour him a little bit. Williams is certainly having a look at this. Never discount Weehan as well, because I did last time and that came back to bite me. So, but yeah, it's a very favourable, like I say, a little further out so they can do a little bit more with it.
Well, Mario Williams, the last one to touch it. Gonna get the spray now. As
what they're saying is every time they replace the ball, the Sacramento wall take a step forward while the referee's not looking. So he's marching in out now. He's going to have to use his magic spray.
You don't typically see this too much in the USL. A little bit of gamesmanship, as you can see the smile from Rodrigo Lopez. So Weehan and Suggs. It's Weehan once again into the wall. Back for Hamilton. Azira on the back post. Azira goes to ground and eventually fouls Rodrigo Lopez.
That was a moment to forget there for Azira. You could see there was a million and one things going through his mind there, and he just couldn't quite sort his feet out to be able to get a cross in there. But I think there was a hint of handball as well, to be honest. Yeah, lovely little chip cross though. Little clip ball in by Sam Hamilton. Great first touch. There was where I thought maybe it was a handball, but it just rolled away from him. And as he fell down, he just couldn't, bring the ball under his spell there. And then it all went wrong after that, because after the frustration, then he ends up fouling. And I imagine this is not going to be the last time that we see when there's contact. Well, Sacramento, like we say, it's been a tough week, 7 days here. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident in saying that. And, they're doing what they have to do to try and win the game right now.
It's Douglas Martinez on the ground for Sac Republic. Scored in the 61st minute. We're going to see a couple of subs now for Sac Republic. As Malik Foster is going to enter the match as he's going to replace Douglas Martinez Jr. Also looks like we're going to see Duke Lacroix as he enters to replace, I believe it was Jack Gurr. And there's Lacroix coming on. It's Douglas Martinez in no hurry whatsoever.
It's because I said he was all right.
So Malik Foster steps on. Last time we saw Malik Foster on the pitch, well, I'm sure you've seen the clip. We showed it to you at halftime. It was the Panenka a week ago in the penalty shootout. And then after he hit that, he does this Steph Curry night-night celebration. There's just some guys that are built different. I'll tell you. There's Mikey Azira, lays it off to Nico Brett, gets it back. Now Williams was looking for Nico Brett to make the run, and the two new teammates just look at each other and try to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was Nico Brett he's looking for. I don't even know if he knew that Chris Weehan was making the run as well. But yeah, it's that's the chemistry that maybe like he was looking at Nico Brett and Nico wasn't making that run, but that's the chemistry that you hope would happen immediately. But it's hard when there's new teammates. But Chris Weehan was making a run as well. But it's getting close to desperation stages for New Mexico United.
Less than 10 minutes of the 90 remain. Tyler Ortega, Chris Hurst here on hand at the lab alongside 9,318 of the black and yellow faithful as they try to will their team to at least save a point here tonight against U.S. Open Cup finalist Sac Republic. Mario Williams trying to make the run and eventually commits the foul out of frustration, and there you can see getting a talking to from Matthew Corrigan, our official tonight. "113 teams entered, 2 remain. The 2022 USL League II champion will be crowned as Ventura County Fusion hosts Long Island Rough Riders for the trophy. For more information on how to watch, go to USLLeague2.com. So Chris, still time here for an equalizer for New Mexico. What changes do you think they have to make going down the stretch here? They're going to walk away with a point.
It looks like the breakthrough is going to come when Chris Weehan, it seems like anytime he has the ball in around the 18-yard box, little one-touch, two-touch passes, and he's moving immediately. It just hasn't happened often enough. But he terrifies Sacramento's back line as well. So, but it's just, finding those moments, and there's the mistakes that are coming in. Me personally, obviously it's not why I'm paid the big bucks for sitting up here. I get to watch this from up high. It's a little easier to see from up here, but why not throw Moreno in right now? Let's see what he can do. If he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to try and change the game, and that's maybe the spark. I know it would raise the decibels in the crowd as well. Maybe that's the spark that this game is missing right now for New Mexico.
It was mostly Moreno and Bruce that we saw warming up during halftime. Moreno continues to go through warm-ups and staying loose over there on the technical area, but hasn't been called on yet, and there, I believe, was the call. As Daniel Bruce and Armando Moreno both head over and take off their pennies. Keko here making the run, and Kalen Ryden wins it cleanly.
Great defending by Kaelin Ryden there. Just too strong and just separates him from the ball. No drama.
Portillo floats this one forward, and it goes over the head of Romario Williams. Romario Williams comes in 49 career league goals. He's also scored twice for the Reggae Boys in 14 caps. Swahi plays this forward, and it's cleared out there by Bauer. Josh Bauer making just his second appearance of the season. Played 90 minutes on the weekend at Charleston. Comes in as a sub here tonight. Logging some important minutes for Mark Briggs. As this is going to be a massive 3 points when it comes to playoff seeding at the end of the season.
See those 5 points. The score remains the same. Within 2 points, still have a game in hand on New Mexico United as well. This could be a huge 3 points within the standings.
It looks like we're finally going to see the substitutions. So it's Daniel Bruce replacing the captain, Josh Suggs. And Armando Moreno will come back at the lab, stepping foot on this pitch for the first time in 308 days as he replaces Sam Hamilton.
Regardless of the score, remaining the same or whatever, seeing Moreno step back on the field, that's huge, because it was a huge loss, and the injury, it's a tough one to come back from, so it's great to see him back out on the pitch.
Torn ACL suffered by Armando Moreno last October in San Diego at Torero Stadium. Only came back to make his season debut just less than a handful of days ago. It was on Sunday at Red Bulls, where he played in the Red Bull system growing up, played for Red Bulls too. He's from the Jersey area, had plenty of family in attendance. If you watched the match, you probably saw some blue and white from the El Salvadorian flag, the El Salvadorian kit. There's the family of Armando Moreno. Here's Azira. And Azira miscommunication there with Nico Brett. And now Sac Republic player goes down to ground in the center circle. And this is something that United fans are very familiar with. A little bit of gamesmanship, as we like to call it, Chris.
Yeah, and you can't blame him, to be honest. Earned the right, getting there in the lead. And is that Roro who's down? Yeah, and using all his experience here. Maybe there is a touch of cramp. I mean, there's been a lot of minutes played recently. It does look like his night is maybe done as well. But he's been pulling the strings. He's been an absolute joy to watch tonight. Some of his ability on the ball has been really, really fun to watch tonight.
Rodrigo Lopez, the 2014 USL Pro Final MVP and champion with Sac Republic. It looks like his night may be done. out of Guadalajara, Mexico. It's where he was born, grew up in Santa Barbara, California. As Roro, his night is done. So we're going to see Cuello and Archimed come on here for Sac Republic. So Keko heads out, and as does Roro. Those substitutions brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. It's Chris Wehan. Is there still time for an equalizer for New Mexico? Cuello hooks up with Lacroix. Here's Ross now. Gurr. Foster now. Malik Foster looking to play the cross in for Archimed, and that was cut out. New Mexico looking to counter quickly. As the foul is going to be called on Harry Swartz, and Casey had some words. So a little bit of some extracurriculars going on down there, but in the meantime, there's 6 minutes of New Mexico Piñon coffee stoppage time. Great coffee is a matter of opinion. Malik Foster gets up there. As he looks to be okay. Malik Foster, another Jamaican out on the pitch, out of St. Catherine. Debuted for Sacramento midway through last season due to injury. Spent part of 2019 with RGV, scored 3 times in 11 matches. He's also made 5 caps for the Reggae Boys.
These little ticky-tack fouls, though, playing into the hands of Sacramento right now just allows them just to kill the game and just manage the game.
You see the speed possessed by Malik Foster.
He was waiting for any kind of contact there, and he was going to go down. You could see he was almost surprised when there wasn't any contact.
Moreno has drawn the foul just past midfield, and it's Nick Ross going into the book here. Nick Ross picking up the yellow card, brought to you by Wendy's. New Mexico United fans, make sure to stop in tomorrow. Pick up your free breakfast sandwich at participating locations with a qualifying purchase. So Tambakis is going to come all the way up past the midway line. Touch it forward for Portillo. New Mexico looking to save a point after scoring the opening goal. Conceded twice in 4 minutes. Now they find themselves in a 2-1 hole as Danny Vitiello comes out to grab that one. Floats it ahead. This is Malik Foster now. Foster breezes right by Justin Portillo. Foster being picked up by Moreno. Foster goes to ground. And a yellow card has been shown, I believe, to Amando Moreno. Moreno obviously frustrated as Foster is still down.
Tambakis just had to separate Sawahi and Moreno. He is fired up about something right now. Yeah, Foster just staying down. I mean, from the halfway line, as soon as he breezed past the first tackle, he was just waiting, and Moreno just bit, just took him down, and he was looking for that foul. So again, able to just manage the game.
So again, yellow cards brought to you by Wendy's. This is a Fiesta Auto Group free kick here. In the 4th minute of stoppage time, and Sacramento have executed this latter part of the second half to perfection. Chris, you starting to see some of the black and yellow faithful heading for the exits.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the New Mexico United goal came from a mistake, and the reaction of Sacramento was unbelievable. What, 2 minutes later, and they're back level, and 2 minutes after that, they're in the lead. What a reaction to going down, and you know, after again the belief that they have within their group right now is clear for all to see.
Bruce unable to get ahead on that. It's sent away by Lacroix for a throw in. This is Sawahi. Still time for a miracle. New Mexico looking to steal a point here at home. Looking to avoid defeat for just the second time here at the Lab this season. Couple of step overs from Foster. Now just lays it off. Throw in for Republic. Here's Foster taking his time with the throw-in. Zira does very well to keep that in play momentarily. Here's the throw-in. Less than a minute remains of the allotted 6 stoppage time minutes. Keelan Ryden hits this one long. Both Jamaican forwards giving chase to it. Williams and Brett Vitiello able to grab that and go to ground. So Sacramento looking to hang on. And if they do, they've got a perfect record here at the Lab. Two games played, 2 wins. 5 goals scored, just 1 conceded. Obviously, 3+ years have gone by in between those 2 matches, but for whatever reason, just seem to have New Mexico's number. We're now past the allotted 6 minutes. Matthew Corrigan blows the whistle, and that is it here at the Lab. 2 goals in 4 minutes for Sac Republic. Sees them take victory here and hand New Mexico their 2nd loss at home on this season. As a displeased Alex Tambakis there on your screen. Chris, post-game thoughts real quick.
Yeah, I mean, it was the 5 minutes that completely changed the game. The goal by New Mexico United on a mistake, and then the reaction of the Sacramento players to just claw themselves back at the game and then take the lead as well. Shell shock New Mexico, and they weren't able to recover.
So let's go ahead and have a look at the full-time highlights here and see how this one played out tonight. Actually, excuse me, we've got our save of the match, man of the match coming up here. This was our save of the match. It was Alex Tambakis in the 28th and 52nd minute. He's got the most clean sheets in club history for New Mexico, unable to preserve a clean sheet here tonight, but that is your save of the match, brought to you by Invigorate Roofing. This your play of the match. It was Preston Tabornataka who came up with the only goal of the night for New Mexico in the 53rd minute. It's his first goal at the Lab, Chris. Brought to you by Michelob Ultra, the play of the match. Preston also our man of the match, brought to you by Pepsi. As it was good to see him score. However, what immediately followed that goal, not so great for New Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, one thing obviously, Preston got substituted as he was running back to the halfway line here. Got to celebrate with the coaches and everything, but it was a mistake, the back heel by Sacramento defender there, and he just pounced on it. Good forwards work out where's the ball going to end up, and he did that in that moment.
Some pleasantries being exchanged by the players. We're going to step aside. We'll be back to wrap things up here in just a second.
From day one, REDW has been an integral partner and one of the first companies to say yes to the crazy idea of this soccer team that we all love. Because of REDW's belief, support, and expert financial guidance, United is in a better place today. Their focus on community-first initiatives is perfectly aligned with United's ethos. When they say integrity counts, they mean it, and we are forever grateful and thrilled to be partnered with REDW.
Full time here at the lab. Tonight's Duke City Cares final score is Sac Republic 2, New Mexico United 1. We're going to go ahead and jump into our full-time highlights here presented by Will Ferguson and Associates. We're here for you, and we're here to win. Well, Chris, there was more action in the second half in terms of goals, and this is where things started off. It was Preston Tabordataka here in the 54th minute following a questionable backheel there by Donovan.
Yeah, Donovan just got it all wrong, really. Yeah, just tries to backheel it then. Preston the quickest to react and still had a lot to do. Had to get around Vitello there and slotted in the bottom corner. And, you know, good forwards find the ball in dangerous areas. And there he just always stayed alive. He was always trying to work out where's it going to pop out. I don't think he imagined in his wildest dreams that was going to happen. But he was ready to take advantage of it.
And you love to see that for Preston. That was his second goal for New Mexico on this season. His first here at the lab after scoring in week 2 at El Paso. So I'm sure he was I'm sure he was very relieved to see that one go in there in the 54th minute. But right after that, it was the visitors with an answer of their own. It was Keko here in the 57th minute after connecting from Roro.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Roro a beautiful ball in there. It was Martinez had the first bite at it there, and it just goes through to Keko, and there's just no one picking up. He had the freedom of the city at the back post there, just inside of his foot, and there's Roro pulling the strings again. Just the no-look pass around the corner, put the right amount of spin on it, so Martinez didn't even have to take a touch to prep. Just slots it in the bottom corner with that first touch there.
Yeah, Roro, as you mentioned, 2 assists tonight as he picks up his 4th and 5th of the season. That leads Sac Republic. He's also got 3 goals to go along with it. And so, New Mexico, Chris, real quick, Saturday we're right back here against Miami. As we've got a big game coming up. As we've actually got some full-time stats that we need to get to as well before we get out of here. As New Mexico, as we see it, they dominated possession, nearly 63% possession, just unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, it was just the efficiency with that and where they had the ball. It was, you know, middle third, defensive third. Really struggled to get any kind of momentum going forward. They kind of huffed and puffed all day, but didn't really create those chances. You can see Sacramento was so little ball, but almost equaled them. And in terms of shots on target, actually outdid New Mexico United. So yeah, while it's good that they had control and had a lot of the ball, they really struggled to do a whole lot with it.
Now we can look ahead to the next match. We're back here on Saturday. The Miami FC making their first trip out to the 505. Real quick, you're Zach Prince. What changes are you making?
I mean, there has to be a reaction, right? You know, the second half wasn't good enough, so I expect to see a very up-tempo start to the game on Saturday.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at the lab. For everybody here tonight, our director, Gary Williams, Chris Hurst on color. My name is Tyler Ortega. Thank you for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.